today at Rhodes. We're on train number 8478. It's a loaded grain train from Gilgandra in the west of New South Wales. We've got 50 wagons on today. They're all loaded with export grain. Our tonnage is just over 4,000 tonne and our train length is 886 metres. Hauling today we have 4 C-class locos. Their numbers is 509, 504, 506 and 507. All locos are owned by SSR. We're going to depart Rhodes shortly behind an interurban. Once we go over the Parramatta River Bridge, we'll go up to West Ryde, and from West Ryde to Hornsby and Pennant Hills is where the 1 in 40 grades in the Sydney metropolitan area are. So that'll give a chance for you to listen out for the C-classes working really hard. About 400 tonne under the full load. Weather is dry, so hopefully we won't have any wet weather. But once we get under the grades, the speed will get down really slow and you'll hear some really good noises of the C-classes trying to haul their load up out of the Sydney metropolitan. Signal's gone to top yellow. That's allowing us now to depart Rhodes. Now taking off in 1 notch, just to keep the train stretched. As we go out onto the crossovers, we'll give it a few more notches, and that'll give us more amps to pull the train. As you can hear, every notch that we give up makes the governor power the motor and revs the motor up that bit more. Signal's now gone to 2 yellows, so the interurban's clearing ahead. Clear the road for us to depart. Got a vigilance system on these. Got a light. If we don't press the vigilance in the term of the light, we'll actually go to a bell, and that's to alert the crew. If you don't press it after the bell, then the brakes come on. By pressing the acknowledgement switch, it cancels the light, resets the sequence, and it advises the locomotive that we're alert and that we're right to continue. Beside us. Approaching is a tonnage signal. It's to let heavy trains know that the signal's up the hill of green. If that signal wasn't 2 greens, we weren't supposed to go past it, so as to know that we can get up the hill. Once we go through West Ryde, that's when we start to climb at 1 in 40 grades in the metropolitan. Next signal is a green with a medium yellow on the bottom. It's got a preliminary indicator on the top. That's telling us at West Ryde that the road at West Ryde is set to go to the relief road. At West Ryde, 50k turnout onto the relief road.
This is the QES computer, Qtron traction control system that's linked with the locos. So the main generator output, throttle notch, traction motor amperage, current horsepower that the locomotive is putting out, just above 3,000 horsepower. And yeah, this system shows up any faults with the locomotives, water temps, different things like that. It's basically a system that just monitors the locomotive and also contains a low speed system for slow speed loading at mine sites. Unloading is grain train, we'll use that later. But yeah, this basically it's a diagnostics tool for the locomotive, so if we have any problems with it, the first thing we generally look at is the QES computer to diagnose it and then see if we can rectify the fault.
Next signal's 2 greens. It's got a preliminary turnout to the left. That's telling us that the road is full clear and it's set for the new down relief between Epping and Thornlea. So once we depart Epping, we'll be travelling on the new down relief road up as far as Thornlea. Then we'll turn out and up onto the down main at Thornlea. We've just departed Epping. The track speed at present is 65 kilometres an hour. We reduced our speed through Epping platform to 30 kilometres an hour. Round here we start the grade up to 1 in 40. So what you don't want to be doing is putting your brakes on or having the dynamic brake on at the bottom of the hill. You're wanting to have your train slingshot yourself up the hill. So by coming through Epping at 30 kilometres an hour, by the time we start the rise up the hill, our back of our train will not be exceeding the speed limit of 65 k's, and we use that momentum to start our run up the hill. We're in 1 notch at the base of the hill. The target speed is 65 k's. As long as our train speed doesn't get to 65 k's, we're within our limit. But we're now going uphill, so our train speed technically is not going to get any quicker because the hill is going to start to pull us back. We're now up into 6 notch. Our amps will gradually start to increase. We're still only doing 57 kilometres an hour, so we're still within the parameters. The back of our train is now just clearing the 65 speed. Now we're at the hands of the 1 in 40 grade. Our speed will get slower, at the same time as our amps will increase. We're just about to approach Pennant Hills. Pennant Hills is where the 1 in 40s stop. We've been pulling about just over 600 amps, about 625 amps. Been averaging about 33 kilometres an hour up the 1 in 40. Got 2 greens at Pennant Hills. Rhodes set at Thornleigh for us to go out from the relief road out to the down main at Thornleigh and continue our journey. Green over yellow, thank you. Green, so traffic ahead's cleared off further, allowed us to proceed on our journey. Loco's just changed transition, around about 36, 37 kilometres an hour. The Loco's changed transition. They go from series parallel configuration to parallel, and they offload the amps back to about 100 amps, change into parallel, and then they pick the amps up. That's where you get the shuddering effect. Some modern day engines are fitted into straight parallel, but these have a transition that allows below 36 kilometres an hour you're in series parallel configuration. Above about 36 kilometres an hour you're in parallel. Our next signal coming up, 2 greens. It's a tonnage signal again, and it's also got the preliminary indicator, so we're going to be travelling up the relief road up into Hornsby. 2 greens allows us to get up the hill into Hornsby. Preliminary indicator will tell us around here that the route will be set with R. R stands for relief road. Got 2 greens and a letter R. That tells us that the road's set for the down relief to Hornsby.